A tundra is a transitional climate between the subarctic and ice-cap climates, mostly the polar region. From cold to dry temperature, it occurs in the North Polar region beyond the Arctic Circle. The tundra is the name of a vegetation type characteristic of the region, which tundra vegetation means upland or treeless mountain tract. The tundra region lays poleward of the taiga or coniferous forest region. Beyond the tundra region lies the area covered by the perpetual snow called the polar ice cap region. The tundra or polar bear regions also have animals despite of the low temperature. One of the most popular is polar bears. Polar bears are increasingly becoming endangered species due to the climate change and even being hunted. Because of lack of foods in their environment, adult or parent polar bears eat their cubs just to survive in such habitat. Second is the Arctic fox, one of the most enduring animals in the tundra. It changes its fur from a thick white to a short brown coat, depending on the season. It has been declining in numbers due to the overhunting in some areas. Third is the beluga whale. These whales are at greater risk of extinction due to the increased fossil fuels extraction activities. As of 2012, the documented number of beluga whales was at 321. This is a drastic 75% decrease from its previous population a couple of decades earlier. The Pacific walrus, just like the polar bear, the Pacific walrus depends on a pack of ice for its survival. Due to the changing environmental conditions, this ice has been thawing at alarming levels. Last is the caribou. The caribou is an endangered species due to the increased stress from oil and gas mining projects in tundra region, leading to loss of habitat in part due to the forest logging in some areas. The caribou also faces threat from poaching, which is an illegal hunting or capturing of wild animals. One and the biggest threat for the polar region is the climate change. Since polar animals are used to the low temperature, they'll have difficult time to adjust if ever the temperature in the polar region rise up. If that happens, then the polar animals will continue to lessen since it can't survive to a high temperature environment. And if the climate change continues to increase, it will melt the ice in the polar region and will cause a rise in the water level, causing the whole world to drown. To prevent these situations, we must and really need to lessen the use of pollution. We know that we can't stop climate change, but we can lessen it. We should practice using less factories and vehicles. Be productive and practical. Remember that every being matters. This is Group 5, and that concludes our presentation.